Welcome to Private Money Secrets. I'm Keith Yackey and I'm your host, and all we talk about here is private money, real estate, and some other fun stuff. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's dive in. What's up, gang? Keith Yackey here. Listen, keep the questions coming. I want to be able to answer them for you. Some podcasts, they're more from my heart. And for those of you who know, I don't read a script. I don't have bullet points. These are things that are from my heart, from my head, to your heart, to your head. I want to tickle your brain. I want to get the cockles of your heart nice and warmed up. And I want to invigorate your spirit to go after your dreams and to pursue what it is that you want to be able to do. And for some of you, real estate might be a dream. For some of you, real estate might be a vehicle to accomplishing your dream or going after your dream. And for me, real estate was never like, oh my gosh, I want to do real estate just for real estate purposes. I always wanted to do real estate so it would make me money to be able to do other things. I played in a band. I've done stand-up comedy. I've acted in a movie. I surf all the time. So I live my life and I let my business feed and fund that life that I live. But I love doing what I do. The reason why I started a seminar company, and it's not even really a seminar company, it's an education company teaching people how to raise private money. Sometimes we do live events, obviously not during the COVID conspiracy, but I love sharing with people. I love helping people change their lives, whether they are in a shitty relationship and they want to be in a good relationship. I've been in both. Whether they're broke as shit or they want to be rich. I've been both. Whether they're working for somebody else and they hate working for somebody else and they are looking for a vehicle to get out of working for somebody else or taking orders from somebody else and being able to create and write their own destiny, write their own ticket. I've done both, and I love doing that. So the education piece, this podcast, my book, folks, my book's coming out soon. Going through the last rounds of revisions and edits, and then you'll be able to get your hot little hands on this sweet, sexy book that's got so much information, it will make you squeal. But back to the point, the reason for the podcast, the books, the coaching, all of this that I do on top of investing in real estate, on top of other things that I do in my life, it's because real estate is a vehicle to make money to do other things. I don't look at my life and my calling as a business. I look at my business as a means to be able to live my life and live my calling. And really for me, doing extensive research and studying and thought and contemplation, if I was to sum up the way I want my calling in life to be, and that is this: people's lives are better because they knew me or knew of me or heard my teachings or my sharings. That's it. I just hope because you know me or you know of me or are hearing my voice or hearing my teaching that your life has become better. In fact, that's what really feeds me. And if you have learned anything from this podcast, or if you've gone through any of my coaching programs, or have just heard my YouTube videos or heard any of my teachings, or if a friend has told you something I said and it had an impact on you, drop me a line. I love hearing those things. Drop me a line at support@keithyackey.com, support@keithyackey.com, and I want to hear. It feeds my soul to know that anything I've shared has been able to help you in a shift in any way, shape, or form. But this teaching today is answering a question that came from Marianelle Guting. If I spelled your name or pronounced your name, if it's gutting and not gooting, Marianelle, I apologize. But her question was, what's some of the processes that happen after you find private money? What is the preferred rate of return? Other payment agreement structures for deals? When and how do you get the money? What paperwork do you need to get to and from escrow for our private money investors? Well, first and foremost, a preferred rate of return means, let's say a preferred rate of return is 8%. To give a pref or a preferred rate of return to somebody means they get the first 8% off the top, meaning they are the first investor that is satisfied, and everything above and beyond that can be split up or go straight to you or split up amongst you and your partners. That's what a preferred rate of return is. That's one way to answer that question. That question might also have meant, what is the preferred rate of return that you give to private investors? Like, Keith, what is your preferred? And I'll tell you this, I don't have a preferred. Obviously, the cheaper, the better, but I also want to make it a real win-win for those who are doing deals with me, so that way they want to continue to do deals with me. And so what I do in my first meeting with the private investors, I find out what they're investing in right now and what they're getting as a return right now. If they're getting 2 or 3% in a bank or a CD or some low yield index, whatever, then I go, hey, listen, we can do better. We can do 6%. Now I just doubled their rate of return and they're pumped because it's backed by real estate. If for some reason they go, hey, I'm making 12% return right now, then I can be like, oh, all right, well, we can do deals at 12%. The reason why I don't say the number first is because I want to find out where they're at. Because if I say, hey, I can give you 10%, but they're already doing 12%, they're not going to want to do any business with me. But I know 12% money, no points, you can do a lot of very beautiful damage with that. A lot of beautiful damage. You can do flips. You can take down multifamily units and get them repositioned and then refinance that 12% money out. There's a lot you can do with it. So you want to find out, what are they doing first? Marry a Nell. Other payment agreement structures, there's lots. Anything you can come up with, anything that you agree to. You can split profit. You can pay them 10% plus equity in the deal. You can pay them. I mean, there's just a lot of ways you can do it. There's no specific way. When and how do you get the money? We always wire it to escrow. All money just wired to and from escrow. Escrow is, or a closing attorney, is a disinterested third party. So we always use them for how we do this stuff. So they wire money to escrow to close the deal, or they'll wire, once the proceeds going, it'll come through escrow, back out to them and back out to us. And then what paperwork do you need to get to and from escrow for our private money investors? If you guys are doing a equity split type thing, you might need a joint venture agreement to explain the terms of the equity split, which means profit split or cash flow split. If you form an LLC with them, you'll need that. You'll be the manager, and then you'll lay out in the operating agreement how and explain what things, what cash flow goes where, what happens if you, upon the disposition of the asset, which basically means when you sell it, who gets what, how does it get carved up, etc. Basic security instruments are deeds of trust and mortgages, which are recorded against the property, showing who's owed what, basically. And if you fail on your financial obligation to that private investor, they can foreclose on you and take the property back. There's also a promissory note. Basically, a promissory note is basically an IOU. Hey, you've lent me $100,000. I owe you 12% on that money come when a year comes up. So that's how it all works. If you need to talk with your title and escrow person about drafting those documents, they can. But just keep open communication. I go much deeper in my coaching process and in my program. For those of you who are interested in knowing more about that, Simply Glow. We're all glowing, shining human beings on this beautiful place called Earth. No, simply go to privatemoneypro.com. Privatemoneypro.com. There's a video I want you to watch there. Then you can schedule a time to talk with me or one of my advisors to show you exactly how to take your business to a whole new level. With that, this is another episode of Private Money Secrets. Shh, go tell everybody because we want them to know about it. All right? Have a great day. All right, so if you're wanting to learn how to raise more private money, go to www.privatemoneypro.com, www.privatemoneypro.com, where I can show you how to be a private money pro. Take care and go rock it.